Hey, what's up? This is King Vox, and today we're going to be doing a Pearl Shop guide. Along with the Pearl Shop guide, I'm also going to be doing a loyalty guide. It's all going to be in this video. I'll just step on some things about the loyalty a little bit later. We're going to try to get straight to the point with the most recommended things that I recommend for new players to get. So, first thing we're going to step on is value packs. So value packs are probably the very best thing for a new player to invest on, just purely for the fact that it gives you 100 weight and it gives you 16 slots to your storage as well as your inventory expansion. Now this is permanent as long as the value pack is still active. So once it runs out, you're going to lose those benefits, but this is something that's so important that even if you don't have the money, you really need to camp the marketplace to buy one of these. This is one of the items, however, that is able to be sold for in-game currency. It's one of the most sought after items on the marketplace. So, good luck getting your hands on one. You'll probably have to camp the marketplace for good strong 8 hours. I'm not even joking with you guys, but this is definitely necessary, along with the weight expansion that it gives you and the inventory thing. It also gives you 10% experience to just about every form of experience in the game, from combat to your skills to life skills to training horses. So that's permanent 10% that's always going to be on you. And the biggest thing is for people that like to grind and stuff like that, or people that like to do anything that involves selling things on the marketplace, you're going to get a 30% bonus to the marketplace sales collection amount. So you know how we get taxed 35%? You get pretty much, say if you sell something for 100 million, it's going to take 35% of that away in tax. So you have 65 million, and then you're going to add that 30% bonus to that 65 million, and that's the bonus that you're going to get. So it's a lot of money when you're selling a lot of things. So the next thing we're going to step on is weight limit. So altogether, your weight limit is going to cost you 4,650 pearls, which is approximately, $46.50. But this is the way you buy pro boxes. So you can only buy $60 one, or you can buy the 30 and the 21, but either way you're gonna have to spend 50 bucks to even be able to get this, and you're gonna have a little bit left over no matter what. Now the most important thing about having weight over inventory slots, and I'm not really gonna name inventory slots as something that I recommend you buying, because you get enough inventory slots just doing your main quest. So just follow that little weird black demon around and you'll end up with about 70 to 80 something inventory slots, which is it's a lot. It's enough, because your armor is going to break when you're grinding way longer, way before you full that up. So weight is definitely a need, because when you're grinding, you get those exchange items, and those things weigh you down like no tomorrow. Every piece of armor that you grab or whatever, maybe like chest pieces and main hand weapons, will be like anywhere from 20 to 25 weight. Some of the offhands are even heavy at like 9 weight and stuff like that. So weight is very important. And also, if you want to carry potions, if you need potions to grind in a certain area, yeah, potions are spammable in this game, but man, they're heavy. Like literally, I think the potions are definitely weighted that hard or whatever to make you buy weight. Now, weight is not an absolute need or whatever to be able to play the game, but for people that have money, this is a great investment, and man, this is definitely quality of life right here. So the next thing we're going to step on is pets. Now, here we have pets, and you remember those exchange items that I was talking to you guys a little bit earlier about? Well, the reason why I listed weight above pets is because these things are going to mainly be grabbing those exchange items in a group situation. Normally when you're in a group, you put it on a special loot system where everything goes to the marketplace and is sold tax-free, but has a diminishing return on its price the longer it stays in the marketplace. So are pets worth it? Hell yeah, they're worth it. If you're going to be grinding out there, you really need them. I'm not gonna say, like, you can spam R, it's just very inconvenient when you can kill a group of mobs in like 2 seconds flat, and you have to sit there and loot and loot and loot and loot and loot. Somebody with the same power as you with pets is going to pass you up. They're just going to take your grinding spot. So this is something or whatever that does factor into the whole, you know, definitely, I would say you need them, you know. You can you get by without them? Yes, you can, but I definitely recommend them. And the good thing about pets is pets are account bound. So no matter what character you switch to, you're gonna always have your pets. Now ranking them up to from 1 to rank 4 is all your, you know, that's up to you. If you want to do that, will it help? Yes, it will. It'll help your pets loot a lot more stuff faster. And if someone has like say 4 tier 1 pets and you have 4 tier 4 pets, ain't no way they're stealing nothing from you. Like by times, you know, after an hour of grinding, you'll have like 1,200 exchange items, and they'll literally have like 200. Like it's that severe. So pets is all up to you, or you can spam R. I mean, it's really personal preference. I know for some people they like to role play, and sometimes looting is good for role playing, but also sometimes having a little pet that runs around and picks up your other stuff is good for role playing as well. So that's my idea on pets. And some people want to know what pets are better to get. To be honest, all pets are just about equal. There are some pets who offer a little bit of bonus things, and that's why I'm on a desert fox right now. So when you're out in the desert, this you can have stuff like hypothermia and weird stuff like that, like stroke and hypothermia. Those are the desert mechanics. So you have a chance out in the desert to get this stuff. Like, and you need like hot tea on you, and I forgot what the other thing was to counter the other thing, but you need I think water to stop a stroke, and then you need hot tea or whatever to stop hypothermia. Okay, so what this fox is going to do is make you 35% less often to get it. Is it a big difference? If you're not a wizard or a class that has a strong heal, then yeah, it's gonna make a difference, because you're gonna be out there spamming the hell out of your water and your tea just to try to survive out there. So if you plan on grinding in the desert later on, which some in-game players do, some don't, it's personal preference, to be honest. Most places in the game right now that are available to us in NA doesn't really require us to farm in the desert to get good profits or good experience per hour. But I would say that it's definitely uncontested out there. So if you're sick of PvP and people beating you up, which I don't know why you would be playing this game if you're sick of PvP, but you know, there's some people out there that are just too hardcore for everyone, you know. So then you have the red panda, and the red panda, I believe, the maximum number of aggressive targets or whatever stayed the same or whatever, stays the same. Oh, okay. So anyway, this thing aggroes. It's don't get the panda, guys, okay? Unless you like it because it's cute, its little bonus is not worth it. It pretty much just goes and aggroes a single mob at a time. People used to use it to AFK farm. I don't think that's a thing anymore, but whatever. Stone crab. Okay, so apparently this guy just like resource detection. Well, I don't know what the hell this thing does. Next. The bunny, it just does what every other pet does. To be honest, there's only like 2 pets that really matter. Well, 1 pet that really matters, and it's the desert fox. So if you have a chance to get a desert fox, just get the desert fox. The other pets really come down to the cute factor, or if you want to have, you know, dogs, if you want to be cheaper or whatever and just buy a bunch of dogs or whatever and breed them. If you're going to try to get tier 4s, I guess that would be cheaper, or cats. I believe cats find gathering stuff. Like, say if there's like a plant that can be gathered, the cat will detect it by pinging the map. But to be honest, it pings so slowly that it doesn't even matter. And dogs, they ping for PvP, so I guess that's the reason to at least have 1 dog. But to be honest, most people move in and out of your radar so fast at in-game that the damn dogs don't ping the PvP unless you have 4 of them. Maybe if you have 4 of them, I don't know. I don't have 4. I have 1 dog, and I kind of regret getting that dog, sadly. I mean, but it's cool because I have a dog, you know. Dogs are cool, you know. But I I definitely have a bunny. Bunnies are really cool. They're just like really fast. Um, Pets. What else can I say about pets? Well, another cool thing about pets is that as you level them up and rank them up, they're able to give you like little special things like +1 to luck, or on top of like +1 to luck, +1 to fishing and stuff like that. Like the penguin, I believe, is an event pet. There's a lot of event pets in the game. I don't recommend them if you want to level your pets up, because you have to wait till they come back around, if they ever do come back around, to breed them or whatever, to buy more to breed them. But to be honest, I usually just don't mess with them at all, and I don't recommend event pets at all, because you need the same species of pet to breed with each other. So all birds, I believe, can breed with all birds, except for like there's one weird one, I think maybe the skyhawk or something like that. I'm not sure what the exception is. I think I seen it like a while back. Somebody was crying about one of the hawks not breeding with the other hawks. But if you got bunnies or whatever, or hares or choppies or whatever the hell they're called, you know, you need all choppies or whatever in order to have them breed. So you need all bunnies, because nothing else is going to breed with a bunny. Okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, guys, next subject. Okay, so now we're talking about outfits and costumes. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between costumes and outfits. The difference is outfits are like experience type things. So like if I click over here and I go to class, it's going to show all the outfits in the game for every class. Now outfits are essentially what I would guess call costumes or whatever, but apparently they're not. Apparently outfits are more serious and costumes are more kind of like silly and theme like, I guess. But I mean, you could say the same. Like really, this game, it's really weird in those aspects. But let me tell you what really separates, you know, outfits from costumes. Now, outfits usually give you 10% experience, and that's mostly why people get them. Well, people mostly get them for fashion. I mean, let's just be honest here. People just want to look cooler, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you have costumes. Costumes are usually something that benefits you in a certain role. Like say this one right here, the Fisher's clothes set or whatever, right? So what this does is increase your fishing level by 1. Your maximum fishing is 5. So if you already have 5, you don't need this whatsoever. But this is still good because, you know, I don't think most people have +5 fishing. Maybe some people do or whatever, but I think a lot of people use this costume to get it. But also this enhances the your swimming speed and stuff like that. So that's really awesome. And it reduces your endurance consumption while swimming, right? So then you have the shark, and the shark increases swimming speed dramatically. Like these are the things. Can use storage items and processing, and oh my goodness, slight increase in processing success rate. So this is another process costume, which is really nice. I guess you could use this or whatever. I mean, it's faster than a boat, that's for sure. Yes, these two outfits, these two ridiculous costumes, my bad, are faster than boats, which is retarded. So every once in a while you'll find a gang of people swimming out the ocean or whatever, camping people that's trying to get to pirates, and they'll blow you and your boat up because they're a-holes, and that's sad. And then you have this costume right here. These two are the camouflage costumes, and I really like this one. Low-key plug, if anybody wants to, you know, gift this costume, feel free to. But we're gonna talk about the Trent camouflage. And what this set is, it pretty much hides your name from view sight. This costume was meant for gatherers, but let's be honest, people use it for PvP and PvP just about only. I mean, I guess some people do get it to gather, but not a lot of. So these, as you can see, these are all like, none of these really go above 30 bucks. Some of them stop at like 22 bucks or whatever, which is cool. These are the costumes you can't get from the marketplace. You can't get with in-game money, okay? But you can get outfits. All outfits can be bought, besides the boxers and briefs and stuff like that. What these things pretty much do is give you higher chance of getting knowledge of a mob. So the knowledge system in this game, the higher rank of knowledge you have on a mob, the better loot you're going to get from it. So if you have an S at somewhere like Solson's, you're going to receive a better quality loot than most people, you know. And a lot of people say that it doesn't mean anything, but a lot of times I've noticed on mobs I have S's on, I almost always get good loot from them when I kill them, which is really good. So if you ever get an S on a world boss, you're freaking in business. And the other good part about underwear and stuff like that, part of outfit, is the luck. Now I usually always get one so I can keep my luck at max without having to have luck gear whatsoever. So I get a pair of these, boom, I'm +5 luck, and this only gives +1 luck, but I have a couple titles or whatever and a pet that gives luck, so it all adds up. My luck is maxed with no effort. So let's go back to costumes, and then we have this one. And just like I talked about the pet from earlier, the Desert Fox, well, this does the same thing except for it reduces the chance of you getting hypothermia or heat strokes by 50%. So it's pretty much a resistance towards those things, so you get them less often, which is good. So that means it's less like, you know, bottles of water or hot tea you have to carry with you into the desert. So the ideal person would have, you know, either this or Desert Fox. I don't believe they don't stack, so I wouldn't worry about that whatsoever, guys. Also, when the striker, well, right now it says under 3k right now just because it doesn't have the awakening weapon. Now later on, when the awakening weapon and stuff like that comes out, I believe these are going to go to like 34 something thousand, and these are worth buying, just for the fact that you can't buy these from the marketplace. So the only way to get these is to buy them. So if you were going to spend money on like an outfit, and there's a costume that you like better than the actual outfits, then I would just get the costume and then camp the marketplace for the outfits. Outfits are usually on the marketplace a lot, and they're a lot easier to get. Majority of my characters have outfits, and I've bought just about all of them with in-game currency. So that's really good, you know, that they have that option. But for the, you know, when you buy them, you help someone else pay to win. Me, I don't really mind that much. I feel that all games that aren't subscription based definitely have some pay to win aspect to them, and that's just how it is. And that's it for outfits, guys. Let's get on to the next subject, which is Artisan memories. Now, Artisan memories, this is the big dispute, you know, on the forums about, you know, is Black Desert pay to win? Yeah, it's pay to win to an extent. For the people that out there that say, oh, you know, it's not pay to win, it's pay to progress, you know, and pay to progression, that whole the whole thing within itself, it just sounds ridiculous. All right, every time we log in, what are we trying to do? We're trying to progress. That's what we do in MMORPGs or any type of game that we play ever. Progression is the main function of every game. That's how you get better, that's how you get stronger. It's all under the whole title of progression. So how can you pay for progression and that's not considered paying to win? What is paying to win? Paying to win is paying to get power or an advantage over other players, right? Well, pay to progress. If you're paying to progress, you're progressing faster than me, which is pay to win. Now, it's not as bad as most other games or whatever, but, you know, this is just the way that this game decided to add it in. And this is not the only pay-to-win aspect, but this is a major game changer. Okay, so what this item does is increase the durability recovery amount by 3 times when recovering in gear items max durability. Okay, so let me explain this to you guys. Early on, it's not going to mean much or whatever, because you have things like Grinnell armor and stuff like that, which is such an abundance that you can just buy for like 200k a piece. This comes into the whole game changing aspect when you get to things like Lavertos and boss gear and stuff like that. And this stuff is relatively cheap. So just because it's cheap and available to the mass, does that mean that it's not pay to win? You know what I mean? Like, any money at all spent towards progression and character is still considered pay to win. Now, when I say pay to win, guys, I'm not bashing people that like to pay to win. I'm not bashing the aspect of this being pay to win. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to deter people from playing or whatever, because it is accessible to a lot of people, no matter what your like income is. Like everyone has like a little extra month they can, like, you know, put against something that they love doing, whether that's smoking, drinking, or playing video games, which, you know, 90% of people that's watching this video, you know, our addiction is playing video games. So, you know, it's nothing, you know. So let's get into how much money this saves you in game. So Liberto costs, we're gonna say 8 million. That's about an average price for a Liberto. Okay, so a normal person would have to buy 3 Libertos to get 30 durability or whatever replaced. Okay, 30. So that's 3 Libertos. So you're essentially, instead of spending 8 million for 10 durability, now, well, yeah, now you're spending 8 million for 30 durability, when another person would have to spend that 8 million plus another 16 million to get 30. You know, you get what I'm saying here? So for a person that doesn't have Artisan memory, the best way for you to increase your durability on any type of boss item whatsoever is to use memory fragments. And the best way to get memory fragments is doing trolls, which in my previous video, it pretty much shows you the farm for that, the ancient relic summoning trolls. Okay, so you'll spend about 17 to 18 million, and you'll end up with anywhere from 30 to 40 memory fragments. Now, this is the normal way to get this stuff, and to be honest, even with those, some people still use Artisan memories on those, which tripling in it. So the Artisan memory is a very strong item. And is it worth using on Artisan memories? It really depends what kind of gear you have. Like, you know what I mean? If you have boss gear, then, you know, it's going to save you a lot of in-game currency, you know, and the money that you spend outside of game isn't that steep as well. You can get 100 of these for 40 bucks, you know, or you can get 20 of these for 10 bucks. So, you know, and you can also get them for loyalty, but loyalty is what we're going to be getting into at the end of the video. So on to the next step. Okay guys, so the next thing we're talking about is Maids, and Maids was recently added to the game a couple months ago, and Maids aren't necessarily a need. I don't have any. I kind of wish I had some at this point, because they are very convenient, and when you're out there grinding somewhere and you can't get back to town or whatever, and you don't want to travel back to town, you can use these Maids. This one is a storage maid, and she'll pretty much you can summon her and put one thing into your storage, a weight limit of 100, I think. And the other one is, this one allows you to go to the marketplace and buy one thing off of the marketplace. So if you have a pre-order, not a pre-order, but if you have a notice in for an item and it hits the marketplace, you don't have to switch characters really fast. You can just, boom, pop your maid and then start trying to bid for that item anywhere in the world. So you can see how convenient that is. Alright guys, now on to the loyalty stuff. So here in loyalty, you get 100 loyalty points a day. Plus, you have a chance of getting loyalty from the Black Desert Monopoly type game. So Black Spirit Adventures, and you would click here, and this would open up, and you would roll the dice. And depending on what you land on, you can get anywhere from 700 loyalty to about I would say 3.5k actually. So you can get 3,500, 700 to 3,500. Okay, so the main things people buy in here are the Alien's Tear. Now, Alien's Tear or whatever allows you to come back to life after being killed. Now, a lot of people may think, hey, why would I need this? Like, why would I be lazy and not just run back to my body? Well, once you're over level 57, a death could literally be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, all the way up to about 8 hours of grinding, you know, for one death. You will lose that much experience. You lose, if you're in a desert, you lose 2% experience. So if you're something like level 59 or 60, you're gonna lose shit. That's when you lose about 8 hours worth of grinding. You know what I mean? So a lot of people keep these on stack. A lot of people buy one of these a day, because remember, you get 100 loyalty a day. Plus, you have a chance of getting it with the Black Spirit Adventures, which is like Black Desert Monopoly or whatever they want to call it. But this is one of the most sought after things. Other people, they do save up and buy these summoning scrolls and stuff like that. I don't care about these things whatsoever. I do buy mount deletion coupons or whatever to get rid of skills I don't want on my mounts. That's always really good. Sometimes it depends. Like, it depends if you like caution on your horses and stuff like that or not. Unique unknown die box. Some people like unknown die boxes. I don't get them. I don't buy these at all because, like I said, when you have the value pack, you literally get to gear dye any of your gear, any color in the game or whatever for free as much as you want, as long as you have that pack. And you can also redesign your character, so you can turn your character from, you know, ugly to handsome to ugly to beautiful, or whatever you want to do as many times you want. So you don't have to worry about that as long as you have the value pack, and you should have the value pack. That's the #1 thing I listed on here, so you guys make sure to tune to that. These are buff scrolls, 100 health. Some people, man, I don't know how, but some people have all this crap. Like, I don't think they buy it through loyalty. Maybe they buy it through the actual, you know, Pearl shop. But I'm telling you what people mostly spend their loyalty on. And you can also get Artisan memory. So pretty much every 4 days you can get 1 Artisan memory. To be honest, it could be good, or, you know, it's really personal preference. I already talked about Artisan memories. I'm not going to go too much into that stuff right now, but most things are the alien tears or whatever, so you don't die forever. Don't lose experience forever, my bad, not die forever, but these things bring you back to life. So, and it gets rid of that whole, like, you know, your death penalty, which is good. So you want to get those. This other stuff, all this other stuff is personal preference. Me, I save up for the weight limit here. Now, this is another way you can get weight limit, which I did state on my you know, helping newer players with the weight limit problem video I had out there. So you can check my channel for some other videos like that. Pretty much, you can get a value pack for 1 day. It's not worth it. Just spend $10 or whatever and get a whole month until you can buy some off the marketplace. If you ever see them on the marketplace, just buy them. If they're up there, buy them, like, period. No matter how much you can have, you can never have enough or whatever, because that's going to make you all the money, especially when you're grinding or processing or just about everything in the game, to be honest, because you get majority of your money through selling through the marketplace. So not having this value pack is just like a big no-no. You know, as far as inventory expansion, don't ever buy this shit. Not from loyalty. You can buy it from, you know, the Pearl shop, but don't buy it from here. It's just too much. That's 10 days for 1 inventory expansion. You don't want that. Trust me, it's just a waste of money. I save up for the weight limit increase because I feel that you can never have enough weight. On this character, I don't have 1 yet, but I'm about to have 1, and, well, later on tonight when that resets. But Artisan memories is a really good thing to save up for if you can't afford to buy them at all. They're literally 50 cents a piece. Now, I know I'm like, oh, they're only 50 cents or whatever, but that shit adds up. Like, I'm gonna be straight real with you. So you can buy it from here or whatever and just pace yourself and things you do. You don't need to enchant everything. Some of you guys need to learn how to just save and buy all items outright so you don't have to deal with the whole enchanting system in this game. I personally think it's a sham, just to milk money out of us, whatever, but to each their own. I know some people that start playing like 2 months ago that have better gear than me from risking, you know, enchanting. I know people that have been playing longer than me, you know, more active than me for like a year or so, and have worse gear than me and they enchant. So it can go either way. Like I said, enchanting on this game is gambling. It's RNG. If you believe in that hoodoo voodoo thing, then, you know, spin on one toe 15 times right and turn left 32 times and hit that button and you're gonna get that succeed, definitely. And that's it. You guys make sure to like and subscribe. This is Vox and I'm out.